Shot. That is Henderson Alvarez before he went down to the bullpen to start his warm-ups for his start today, taking time to sign autographs. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, the pitchers are usually in their own minds. They're set, and now he goes right to the fan and gives him the baseball.
Pat Henkin, the bullpen coach, John Farrell, the manager, both like what they have seen so far from Henderson Alvarez.
Henderson's a strike-throwing machine. His fastball command is as good as anybody we have right now on our pitching staff. So, good things happen for reasons, and I think Henderson's always been a strike thrower. He's been a pro. He's been a pro since we signed him.
Well, the one thing he's shown us in the starts he's made for us, he's been very poised. He's shown a tremendous amount of mound presence and doesn't fear the hitter in the box. He loves the game, and even the days he's not pitching in the dugout, he brings a lightheartedness about him. He's great around his teammates. He's very supportive of the other starters in the rotation. And he's made a very, very positive impression the time he's been here.
Hard to imagine Henderson Alvarez is making his 7th start of his young career. He has been impressive. He already has a win under his belt.
Again, we've heard about him all summer long. You got to see Henderson Alvarez. We would put him up there on the farm reports. We talk about him. And now we're getting to see firsthand, and he is a special pitcher.
21-year-old Henderson Alvarez will take on the Baltimore Orioles. He has beaten the Orioles through 8 strong innings against Baltimore the last time they faced him. Allowed just 3 hits. Different lineup for Buck Showalter today. Matt Engel is in the top of the lineup. Robert Andino, Nick Markakis. Vladimir Guerrero's the DH. He's only 22 hits shy of being the all-time hit leader for Dominican-born players. Chris Davis is at first base. Josh Bell, the switch hitter, is at third. Kyle Hudson, another rookie. Pedro Florimon. He is making his major league debut here today. He's a switch hitting shortstop, and the veteran Craig Tatum is behind the plate.
This afternoon's starting pitcher is brought to you by Icy Hot. Pain is no match for the Icy Hot patch. Here's Henderson Alvarez for his 7th start. He was recalled from the minors on August the 9th. And the one thing that you see about him, he's very calm on the mound. He's very composed. He throws strikes. Just 3 hits without a walk in the 8 innings back on August the 31st, the last time he faced Baltimore, where he got his first big league win. He's got tremendous movement. It's got just natural movement. Ball dives all over the place, but the important thing for him is he throws strikes. And he is not afraid to pitch to contact.
Alvarez very calm, very confident on the mound. Makes you forget he's just 21 years old. Beautiful day here at Rogers Center. The roof is wide open and the sun is shining brightly. Matt Engel starting in center takes the first pitch strike. Adam Jones was initially in center field. He was a late scratch in the lineup. Jones fouled the ball off his foot in last night's game. Little looper into center field. Dwayne Wise with a good jump. Makes a nice running catch. 1 down.
You have to have good defense with Henderson Alvarez on the mound. Be ready. He's going to work very quickly. Here's the defense for the Blue Jays this afternoon. Eric Thames, Dwayne Wise, Jose Bautista will form the outfield. Escobar and Johnson up the middle. Brent Laurie, Adam Lynn on the corners. And his personal catcher, if you will, his last few starts has been Jose Molina, and they've really worked well together. Molina has taken over for Alvarez, really pumping those fastballs in the middle of the plate.
Molina has been very impressed with Alvarez and his ability to locate his fastball. First pitch lined right to the shortstop. 2 quick outs. Baltimore knows that they're going to get a lot of pitches to hit because he's going to come right at you.
Last time he faced him, 14 of the 22 batters he faced got first pitch strikes. And Dino knows that, and he doesn't waste any time swinging away at that first fastball. Molina was also talking about the first time he caught Henderson Alvarez in a game this year. He was surprised how he had command of the fastball on the inside part of the plate, fastball on the outside part of the plate. You usually don't see that from 21-year-old pitchers just from the minor leagues.
Nick Markakis. Ball on the strike. Markakis is the right fielder. Initially, we talked about the lineup change. There were several changes in line. Markakis originally was at first base in Buck Showalter's lineup. 2-1. Orioles won last night. Markakis had a pair of hits in 4 at-bats. He singled in his first 2 at-bats. The Orioles won 2-0 behind Jeremy Guthrie. Sharply hit on the ground into center field. Bautista over to cut it off, and Markakis has another hit.
Another 2-out hit for Markakis, just like he started yesterday's game. Scatter report for Henderson Alvarez brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners jump ahead when he's on the mound. First pitch strikes. His last time out, 16 of 26 pitches for first pitch strikes. Reach out in front. That's what Jose Molina wants him to do with his slider. Get it out there so he can get some good pitches. And hit this pitch. Very aggressive, comes right after you. Not afraid to just throw it right in there and use his defense.
Baltimore has been very aggressive of late on the bases. They've been successful in 15 of their last 16 steal attempts. Bounced right past the second baseman, Kelly Johnson. Wise gets over and plays it back in. First and second, 2 outs. Guerrero not wasting any time.
I think that's going to be the game plan, that they're going to see that first pitch, and I think Molina understands that as Jose heads right out to the mound. First pitch swinging. This one is up, and it's right back through the middle. Alvarez tries to get his glove up, but it just hit too hard, and it's right by him.
Henderson Alvarez, former shortstop. He's a good athlete, and he did have himself in good position to make a play on that, but the ball was hit too hard and it got past him. Vladimir Guerrero. We mentioned Guerrero closing in on the all-time hits record for Dominican-born players. Now he just needs 21 more hits to become the all-time hit leader born in the Dominican Republic.
Trying to take over Julio Franco's spot as the player with the most hits.
Chris Davis takes the first pitch strike. Whatever the Blue Jays talked about on the mound, it was supportive of Henderson Alvarez throwing first pitch strikes.
Probably also to talk about with a runner at second base, just to make sure that they go through the sequence of signs and not to panic.
Changeup. 0-2. I don't know if he has the word panic in his vocabulary.
He sure doesn't have it when he's out on that mound. As composed of a player that you've seen in the first year.
Came right back with a changeup and it missed outside corner.
This would be a good spot to when his slider develops just a little bit better, where he could use it against a player like a Chris Davis, who's known for strikeouts. Looks like Molina's going to go with the slider now.
And this is hit into right field. Markakis is around third. He's going to score. Guerrero goes first to third. The ball is thrown into second base, and the Orioles have a 1-0 lead. That was that slider, but it looked like a roller down and in, and Davis picks up the RBI.
If he can get it from a strike to a ball with 2 strikes with a big swinger like Chris Davis, it'll be fine. But this time, you can see it just rolls over the middle of the plate. Hacking breaking ball, and a good hitter is not going to miss that.
That snaps a 14-inning scoreless streak that Alvarez was working on. Josh Bell, a switch hitter batting left-handed. He goes after the first pitch. Now the Orioles saw Henderson Alvarez the last time out. 8 innings of 3-hit ball, and as Pat mentioned, he was ahead of them all night long.
Got a lot of ground ball outs, but right now, no problem throwing first pitch fastballs. Right now, they're just up a little bit.
Guerrero at third, Davis at first, 2 outs. Popped out of play. Josh Bell was acquired by the Orioles in a trade that sent reliever George Sherrill to the Dodgers. Strike 3 call. That two-seam fastball started off the plate inside and worked back over the inside corner. But the Orioles get on the board first. They lead it 1-0. Jim Johnson, and you look at this record for the Blue Jays. They have now been shut out 6 times at home. That's the most in a single year since 1981. Escobar, Thames, Bautista, top third in the order. Adam Lind is back at first base. Martin is the DH. Edwin Encarnacion injured his shoulder a bit in last night's game. Brent Flory, Kelly Johnson, Jose Molina, and the center fielder this afternoon is Dwayne Wise.
Rick Vanden Hurk will get the call this afternoon for the Baltimore Orioles. He's a 26-year-old right-hander who made 33 career starts over parts of the last 4 seasons. Spent the whole year in AAA Norfolk for the Baltimore Orioles. He is a September call-up. He's made a couple of relief appearances for Baltimore already, including an inning and a third of scoreless baseball against the Blue Jays. That was last Thursday.
Vanden Hurk set to throw the first pitch to Yunel Escobar. Escobar and Vanden Hurk had a little bit of a history. In Vanden Hurk's first win, when he was pitching for the Florida Marlins, he threw a no-hitter into the 7th inning. Yunel Escobar broke up the no-hitter with a leadoff double. Vanden Hurk would then walk Edgar Renteria, come out of the game, but he would record his first big league win against the Braves.
There's also another player in the lineup this afternoon for the Blue Jays who has faced Vanden Hurk, who was in that game.
Kelly Johnson was playing second base for the Braves against the Florida Marlins that night, and he was the leadoff batter. Slider down and away. 2-2.
Vanden Hurk's an intriguing player for the Baltimore Orioles. They are looking for starting pitching. And Buck Showalter was talking the other day, saying that he's pitched really well his last few starts in the minor leagues, and he looks the part. He's got a good arm, and this is an opportunity for him, and he hopes he takes advantage of it. A couple of starts in the month of September to see what they have.
Buck Showalter, the manager, talking to his bench coach, John Russell. And that's a first leadoff walk for Yunel Escobar.
So who is Rick Vanden Hurk? He's got late life to his fastball. He's got a very smooth delivery, and the ball really gets to home plate very nicely. He's got the curveball, and he cuts it. But the question mark is, can he throw it for strikes consistently? And he smoothed out his mechanics. He worked on it this spring. He has a chance to get out of whack. He's got long arms and long legs. He's got better balance this year on the mound.
Vandenherk's last start in the major leagues was also against the Blue Jays right here at Rogers Center. It came last September 26th. He allowed 3 earned runs over 4 innings and was tagged with the loss. Eric Thames instead of pitch outside. Thames has 10 home runs. J.P. Arencibia, another rookie, has 22 home runs, and Brett Lawrie has 8 home runs. This ball is high and deep into center field, but Matt Engel, the center fielder. Now Markakis, the right fielder, takes it. Escobar tagged, but Markakis gets the ball back in quickly.
Let the guy with all the outfield assists take it. Normally the center fielder will go ahead and call him off, but Markakis a little bit taller and a little bit better arm. As Escobar had gone back to tag up at first base. You're not going to pull too much by Nick Markakis. Gets it in quickly and keeps the double play in order.
Jose Bautista. Went right after that first pitch. His average at 303. Bautista was 1 for 3 in last night's game. He had a single into center field. Went against the shift. They had 3 infielders on the third base side of second.
And they abandoned that right away. As soon as he was able to slice that ball to right field. His next few times up, they have played him straight away now.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Tatum keeps it right close to home plate, so Escobar has to hold his ground. Baltimore with a run in their top half of the first. Chris Davis with the RBI single to right. Vandenherk really concerned with Escobar. Just wanted to make sure he didn't get a good jump. Yunel has just 3 steals in 6 attempts this year. That fastball caught the outside corner. 1-2. Vandenherk was born in the Netherlands. He came to the United States as a 16-year-old catcher, and then hurt his arm, had Tommy John surgery, and then started the process of turning into a pitcher.
That's why Buck Showalter says he's going to be a very intriguing player here the last month of the season. They got to find out what he can do. Does he fit into their plans? Again, he's just 26 years old. He hasn't been pitching that long for his career. Orioles now, he becomes the 12th pitcher to start a game for him this year, so they've had a lot of guys in and out.
Bautista had a good look at that breaking ball. And that's been a problem for the Orioles, just keeping their starters healthy, keeping guys in the rotation, and having, quite frankly, effective starters so you can keep them in the rotation. Jeremy Guthrie won last night's game. His record now 7-17. Again, the ball gets away from the catcher, but Escobar can't advance. Guthrie keeps his spot in the rotation. No problem doing that. He was great last night.
He certainly was. Well, handcuffs the catcher, Tatum. Looked like a pretty good pitch.
Full count, 1 out. Escobar at first. Not running. Bautista, long, deep, home run, second down.
messing around with that fastball a few too many times to Jose Bautista. When he got back to 3-2, didn't want to throw him a breaking ball in case he had walked and tried to slip a fastball by him. And Jose Bautista can turn around a fastball. This one right in his wheelhouse. Say goodbye to number 41 on the season.
What a pretty swing. A line drive home run into the second deck in left. No doubter.
His last 2 home runs have been bombs. He hit that one in New York against Soriano that he told us the next day was probably, he said, his best swing he's had all season long. That last one wasn't too shabby.
Boy, that was a wicked 2-strike swing for sure. Vandenherk was really preoccupied with Yunel Escobar at first for some reason. Escobar doesn't run much, but boy, oh boy, Bautista made him pay for that.
Watch how quick he gets to this fastball. He's back on that back leg, and he unloads on that 3-2 fastball. That's as quick as a bat you'll see in the big leagues.
And that's the one thing that everybody tries to break down. How come Bautista all of a sudden has become such a great home run hitter, and that bat flies through the zone? He gets more rotation with his hips and body than most hitters. For every home run Toronto hits in today's game, you could win amazing prizes from Sharp, including Canada's largest LCD TV, a 70-inch Sharp Aquos. Enter online at hitahomerunwithsharp.ca. Sharp makes bigger better. Reached for that ground ball to second, and Lind is retired. There are 2 outs. Neither team scored in last night's game, but the first inning has been a very good inning for the Blue Jays. They've outscored their opponents now by 33 runs, and they're not done yet here in the first.
Power will do that. You've got a good on-base percentage guy at the top of the lineup in Escobar, and then power 2, 3, 4, 5 in this lineup.
Martin gets the start as the DH.
John Farrell has been talking about the Blue Jay batters having better at bats, and I think on this homestand we're starting to see that. The last road trip that the Blue Jays had, they were swinging a lot of first pitch strikes, making a lot of outs, but it seems like they're really starting to have better at bats.
And he constantly points to Jose Bautista's at bats as far as being a great combination of patience and aggressiveness.
He has stayed within himself all year long, and the hitters now, all they have to do is look out there and see the type of at-bats that Jose has been having all year long, and you're going to have success.
Thean checked his swing, and the appeal to Ron Culpa down at third. Mark Thean has really had to show a lot of patience. He hasn't had many opportunities since he's come to the Blue Jays, and John Farrell explained that to him right away. There's not too many places where Thean can get at bats.
And when he does, he gets CC Sabathia in New York and came through with a couple of hits. He's a professional. He's been around for a while and understands how this game works. And when you get your chance, try and do something.
Goes after that high fastball. Vandenherk finally closes out the first, but the Blue Jays, with a walk and a long home run, erase an early deficit. Jose Bautista, a 2-run shot. Number 41. Blue Jays lead it 2-1.
Sports on Rogers Sportsnet. Brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware or home hardware building center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
A picture-perfect day here at Rogers Center. And the picture became much prettier after Jose Bautista took a swing at Rick Vandenherk, a 2-run home run. Kyle Hudson getting the start here this afternoon. Hudson showed bunt. He's got some speed. That's his game. Kind of a slashing hitter. He's a good base stealer.
Not a lot of power, just slaps at the ball. That's why everybody is playing him in and shallow in the opposite way. Eric Thames is very shallow in left field, as is Dwayne Wise in center field.
There's the bunt, and it's a good one. Henderson Alvarez not in time, throws it away. Goes all the way down the right field foul line. And it's a bunt single and an error on the pitcher. That was a perfect bunt.
Couldn't roll it out there any better than Kyle Hudson did right there. That's his game. Slap it around, bunt, use your speed. Put some pressure on that defense. He does. He just deadens the ball up the third base line. Alvarez picks it up and then throws wildly. He would have been better off just holding on to that. As you can see, Hudson has already passed the bag, and down the right field line goes the ball.
Pedro Floriman making his major league debut here this afternoon. Bunts it right back to the pitcher. Alvarez better hurry. Wow. Floriman got down the line. Alvarez very nonchalant, and Buck Showalter is going to come over and talk it over with Darryl Cousins at first.
Wayne Kirby, the first base coach for the Baltimore Orioles, thought that he had beaten that one out, and he gave him a little bit of a razzic. And that's why you see Buck Showalter out there to talk to the crew chief.
Well, sometimes when umpires aren't familiar with a player, they'll just assume the player is going to jog down to first, and you can see it's bang, bang at first.
Yeah.
Watch the ball into the glove. He's on the base, and looked like he was safe.
Yep. They have an argument.
But going to books as a sacrifice bunt, and that'll put the infield in, trying to cut off the run at the plate. Kyle Hudson moved up. Craig Tatum, the catcher, playing in his 28th game here this afternoon. Ball was up, and that's not where you want to pitch a batter in this situation with a runner at third, less than 2 outs.
What we haven't seen also, Buck, so far in the first couple of innings from Alvarez, the big movement, the natural sink to his fastball that we saw his last 2 times to the mound. It's where he got a lot of ground ball outs.
That's a little flare. Lind into foul territory. Off his glove. Battling the sun. I think he probably knew he had enough room. He wasn't in danger of running into that wall. But he was looking right up into that bright sun.
Now, momentarily, as you watch Lynn once again, see it go right off of his thumb of his glove. The runner at third base was tagging. If he catches this ball, I don't know if he could get him, because he runs so well. If he was going away from home plate, it would have been close.
0-2.
So momentarily, it might work out that he didn't catch that. I mean, if he strikes out the batter here, then you know he's not scoring.
The whole thing was that Lynn's momentum was going directly away from home plate.
And Hudson could run. He was heads up tagging.
Orioles are fully aware how effective Henderson Alvarez can be, and that's why they're playing for the run early in this ball game. Took advantage of the bunt and the air, and then used the sacrifice bunt. I wouldn't be surprised if they play contact here, even with one out, given the speed of Hudson at third. We've got another rookie on deck in Matt Engel. Just force the Blue Jays to play catch.
Just watch that runner at third base, how far he gets off on the pitch. That'll tell you.
Cut on and miss. Big strikeout for Alvarez. Just his second of the afternoon.
That looked like the slider. Let's see. Yep, ball goes down and away. Again, a pitch that is developing for Alvarez. He's learning different grips with it, trying to find the one that works for him. For him, the whole important part of that is the release point. If he can release it out in front, he'll get the good break on that pitch.
Little better movement on the two-seam fastball there. He gets ahead of Matt Engel. Engel made his major league debut back in July. Played against the Indians on the 17th of July. There he gets a two-out base hit. That'll drive in a run. They just lined it into right. Kyle Hudson comes in, and we're once again tied at 2-all.
Engel is a lot like the runner who just scored, Kyle Hudson. Small, slap the ball around, use your speed. He has not been thrown out trying to steal this year. This ball is down. He just drops the head on it. So he will probably try to get himself in a scoring position with 2 outs here.
Six for 6 so far for Matt Engel in steals. And with this lineup, with no Jones in the lineup, no Reynolds in the lineup, and no Matt Wieters in the lineup, they've got a lot of power on their bench.
They have to force the issue. They got to try and force the Blue Jays to throw them out. They've got a lot of power sitting on that bench this afternoon.
I'm not sure whether they're just feeling that you might have to go with a different approach against Henderson Alvarez. Reynolds is getting the day off. Big power hitter. He struck out twice the last time he faced Alvarez. The Orioles were really caught flat-footed when they saw Henderson Alvarez for the first time. They managed just 3 hits over his 8 innings of work. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Orioles have tied it at 2-all here in the second. There goes Engel. Pitches inside. Molina with a good throw right on the money. First time Matt Engel's been thrown out, and it took a good release from Jose Molina. He threw a strike to second. Quick feet. Accurate throw. End of the inning. as a rookie, and you look at the Blue Jays, their production by the rookies leads the major leagues. When you look at their 40 home runs, Mark Trumbo, the Angels had a big year, but overall the Blue Jays rookies have done the best job in baseball.
A few more rookies. The Braves have Freddie Freeman on their roster, and the youngsters at the Nationals, but it's the Blue Jays with their 41 home runs leading all of baseball by their rookies, and none better than this one right here, what he has shown in the last month.
Deep, and number 42 for the Blue Jays rookies. Number 9 for Brett Lawrie. What a long home run. The Blue Jays have never had 3 rookies hit 10 home runs in a season. They're 1 home run away from that.
We were watching Brett Lawrie yesterday taking batting practice. We were standing behind the cage, and we were talking about the little hitch he had in his swing in spring training. That's been gone, and John Farrell was saying now he is hitting bombs, hitting them as far as Jose Bautista because his bat is so quick, and he showed it right there. Vanderhurst tried to slip a fastball by him again, and he just exploded on that thing.
Think he's having any fun?
It's hard as hell. He's so quiet, and he's not very demonstrative when he's in uniform. Heck yeah.
Roommates having pretty good years. J.P. Arancibia and Brett Lawrie. And you look at all of the power these two have put together.
22 home runs from Arancibia. You knew he'd have the type of power that, you know, someday it would develop. John Farrell was talking about that today, that he was surprised that it came so quickly, that he has a chance to be a 20 home run, 80 RBI guy in his first year.
Kelly Johnson takes a walk.
That is just like Bautista. How the bat comes through there quickly, on time. His 4th home run against the Orioles already.
Very, very quick bat, and you mentioned a little hitch in his swing in spring training, and Dwayne Murphy was a little concerned about it, but didn't say anything. Lawrie had a good spring. Kind of mentioned it to Chad Mottola, who's going to be the hitting coach in AAA. Keep your eye on that in case it's a problem. And then they addressed it, and it took him, what, 3 minutes to fix it?
Take it right out of his swing, and he just took off. He had a great year. Remember back in April and May where we kept looking at ourselves saying, he's got 3 more hits tonight. He's got another home run. Whatever they did, it's working.
Kelly Johnson gets a tremendous jump. No chance at all. The ball goes off the glove of Andino. And Kelly Johnson will head to third. Kelly Johnson gets his first steal as a member of the Blue Jays. He had 13 steals with the Diamondbacks, and that's the first time he picks up a bag, and he moves to third on the air.
Vandenhurst, very long delivery to home, very deliberate to home. So the Blue Jays are going to try and take advantage of that. Kelly Johnson picks up his first stolen base in his first attempt, and he'll also move up to third base on the error.
You can bet Torey Lovullo picked up on the slow release time of the pitcher and just encouraged Kelly Johnson to go. They'll have a time in their head, 1.3.5, 1.4, real deliberate. Once they get up to 1.5, that's automatic green light.
Yeah, time to take off. Especially he gave him just one look and then very slow, deliberate towards the plate, and that was the red flag where he said, okay, we got to take advantage of that.
Rick Adair out talking to both the catcher and the pitcher about their approach here. Falling behind and not using that pattern they talked about before the game.
Well, he's had his fastball turned around twice. Once by Bautista and once by Lawrie. I think what he's going to go out there and tell him is say, hey, don't pitch away from that just because you've been hit hard a couple of times by your fastball. You still have to use it.
Off-speed pitch had Molina out in front. Still nobody out. Base runner at third, Kelly Johnson. Big RBI opportunity for Molina. Just put it in play middle of the field on the infield, and you're going to pick up an RBI. Can a hitter pick up on that, make note of that, saying, okay, I got a chance. Now all I got to do is hit it on the ground? You just make an adjustment, look for a ball out over the plate?
Yeah, good ones do. You know, 3-1, you might want to try and do some damage here and hit a double.
Pop back out of play.
Now it's 3-2, and now you can shorten it up a little bit and not necessarily trying to get a hit. Just make contact and put it on the ground, put it in the middle of the field, and you'll get yourself an RBI. Sometimes when you start thinking about, well, I've got to hit the ball into the outfield, you get a little bit of an uppercut and you get a little bit long.
Now they're having a problem about the count. Jim Wolf and Jose Molina were discussing the count. I believe it's 2-2. It's poked into right field. Markakis in shallow. He's got an arm, and with nobody out, Kelly Johnson went halfway.
Ball just wasn't hit deep enough against Markakis. Got 13 outfield assists. Good pitch there from Vandenhurst to get the out.
So Vandenhurst will walk back up the top of the mound and deal with Dwayne Wise, the number 9 hitter. Now the infield comes in, trying to cut off the run at the plate. Wise came into the game last night in the 8th inning as a pinch runner. Would stay in the game and finish up the game in center field. Two 2-0, getting himself into a fastball count.
Yeah, falling behind these hitters, Molina, Wise. You're just playing with fire when you continually fall behind.
Pop this ball up. It'll stay on the infield. And Dino makes the catch, 2 outs. Kelly Johnson has been at third base now, and Molina's popped up, Dwayne Wise has popped up, and Yunel Escobar will have to deliver with 2 outs. Escobar worked Vandenhurst for a walk his first time up. But funny how history of the game comes around again. These two would be reunited. It was 2007 when Vandenhurst had been called up from the minor leagues and made the start on June 5th. Second game of a doubleheader against the Braves. He no-hit the Braves into the 7th. And Yunel Escobar was batting second that night and hit a double to lead off the inning. Broke up the no-hitter.
Now they're in different leagues. You know, Buck, watching where he got hit there, that's not good. He doesn't wear an elbow pad on that front arm. And when a pitcher throws as hard as Vandenhurst does, lets it go and hits him right on that elbow, you see a lot of problems there.
Yeah, and the sound, it sounded as though it hit the bat, and it wasn't close to the bat. And that's not a good sound. That hit him flush.
Yep.
Right on the point of that elbow.
tries to pull it back. Yeah, it looked like it got the bone right on the point of his left elbow. This shot will really show where he got hit. And if you're hoping it's above the elbow on that fleshy area, there's not a lot of padding there from your muscles right in that tricep area. But you get hit like that and your whole arm goes numb. You don't even feel it. I think that's the problem that they're having right now with Escobar.
Right in the back of that elbow where all those tendons connect, and you get hit there, certainly going to have an impact. And you're right, looks like it might have kind of hit that funny bone and gotten numb on him. He got hit square, boy.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, that's it, that it's not a broken bone. I've seen batters get hit like that where they chip a bone off their elbow. But you could just tell from the sound and from where he got hit that that wasn't good.
Boy, Rivera is going to make sure Escobar can communicate everything he needs to in a situation like this, I'm sure. So Mike McCoy takes over as a pinch runner at first. Eric Thames takes a pitch outside. Two outs. Johnson at third, McCoy at first. Big swing and a miss. Rick Vandenherk's had a tough start to his game here this afternoon, and he's having trouble finding the strike zone.
That's been the problem. They tried smoothing out his mechanics in the spring to help him stay in the strike zone just a little bit better. At times he can get out of whack with his mechanics, and that'll really throw off his strike to ball ratio.
Had a great jump. Kelly Johnson gets picked off at third, and he's in a rundown, and he's going to be tagged out. Mike McCoy got a terrific jump at first. Kelly Johnson came down 2-4 from third base. Craig Tatum never made a throw to second, and that's how the inning will end, with Johnson getting tagged out in a rundown. McCoy got a great jump at first, and Johnson too aggressive. Tatum picked up on it, and they would eventually tag out Kelly Johnson. He had a goal of getting younger and more athletic, and boy has he done it with these two. Both 21-year-olds. You have an everyday third baseman with power and a 21-year-old starter in your rotation. It's pretty promising for the future.
It certainly is. 21 years old. Kids are usually in Double-A. I mean, if they're really, really good, they might be in Triple-A. These two are here in the big leagues, and they're getting a chance the last couple months of the season to show what they can do. And everything that we have seen from both of them, I mean, for me, it has proven that they can play this game, and they can play it at a very high level.
Mike McCoy stays in the game at shortstop. And he's going to get a play. Big bouncing ball to short. Andino is retired, and the theme has spread all the way down to the minor leagues with a lot of good talent coming. This is the Double-A pitching rotation, and you look at the age and the numbers, it's pretty impressive.
Chances are we're going to see a couple of these kids, maybe all of them, very soon here in the big leagues. Nestor Molina is 22 years old. What a year he had, 12-3. He's got a good fastball, good split. Hutchinson, like Alvarez.
Markakis will run a ball foul.
Hutchinson is like Alvarez, where he throws a lot of strikes. Pat Henkin was telling me today he's like a strike throwing machine, just like Henderson Alvarez. Not afraid to use his fastball. Dustin McGowan was telling Henkin the other day that Nestor Molina said nobody's touching him in Double-A. They're not even coming close to hitting him. 33 strikeouts, 2 walks this year in Double-A. Jenkins and McGuire, a couple of first-round draft picks.
McGuire's 22, Jenkins is 23. But you can take Double-A success and it translates to the big leagues. We've seen it with Henderson Alvarez. Markakis pops this one up. Wise looked like he lost it for a minute, but locates it, and there are 2 outs. One big step forward for the entire organization has been the success of the minor leagues. And they have played into the playoffs. Initially, there were 5 teams involved in the playoffs. Now you can see the Reading Phillies beat up on New Hampshire last night. Series is tied as 1 game apiece. Lansing even the series at a game apiece last night. That's the Midwest League playoffs. And Vancouver leads the series 1-0, and they go back to Vancouver, play at Nat Bailey, and have a chance to wrap that series up and win the championship.
That's the championship of the Northwest League also. That's the low A ball team. You were just talking about Double-A and transitioning to the big leagues. I always heard when I was in the minor leagues from coaches and from scouts, get to Double-A. If you get to Double-A, then you are a prospect. And the game is played the right way in Double-A. That's where the pitchers start to set you up. They start to do different things to you. But again, if you get to Double-A, I think you're considered a prospect. And then when you succeed, like some of the players that we have seen this year for that New Hampshire team, they've got a lot of prospects.
Well, Chew, then you really understand what it means to pitch your way out of jams because you're having a winning season. Hitters understand what it means to get a guy over because you see the impact of what that does. That leads to winning. And once you develop that kind of attitude throughout the minor leagues, I think it just carries right into the big leagues. How about this guy? Can he hit or what? It doesn't make any difference where you throw it or how good it is. He can put it in play. Vladdy Guerrero is 2 for 2.
Tough to get him out away because he's got long arms. You can see his lower half is not into it, but his upper half is still over the plate. He is able to reach that outside pitch.
Now, I would just have to challenge him inside and make him beat you inside because he can handle that bat so well. Chris Davis fouls the first pitch on. Alvarez has continued the theme of throwing strikes. He is a strike throwing machine, as Pat Henkin likes to call him.
Coming into this game, he had walked just 6 batters in the big leagues over 36 2/3 innings.
Davis hits this ball into center field. That's going to get by and go all the way to the wall. Guerrero is headed for third. He's getting the wave home. There'll be no throw to home as the ball is cut off, and Chris Davis delivers a 2-out double. And Vladdy Guerrero had a long trip around the bases.
Chris Davis, we're tied. He was out of the starting lineup on Friday after he had a 3-hit game Thursday. Buck Showalter said he's going to play against the right-hander today, and he delivers once again. He had an RBI single his first time up. Now he scores Guerrero all the way from first base on that 0-2 long double to right center field.
3-3. Josh Bell was caught looking at strike 3 his last time up. Vladdy Guerrero getting the well-deserved treatment of an established veteran. That's a long trip around the bases from first.
He's done it a few times in his career. A little bit older right now.
He looked the same running around the bases. He just didn't get there quite as fast. Josh Bell with a 2-1 count. Pick off at second. McCoy got in behind Chris Davis, and Alvarez made a good throw.
That's daylight play around the bag at second base. If the shortstop gets the attention of the pitcher, he just flashes behind him. It's a timing play between the middle infielder and the pitcher. He sees him coming and then just wheel and throw, and they almost get him.
There's a base hit into center. Davis is being waved. Here's the throw to the plate, and Molina puts the tag on Davis. Oh, Molina did a good job. That throw was to the first base side of home plate. The ball had sailed on Dwayne Wise, but Molina just bounced to his right and dives back to tag out Chris Davis. What a good play. Take the lead, but Jose Molina made a nice play, and maybe Chris Davis ran through a stop sign.
Catches the ball, then dives right on the plate to get the batter. But watch Willie Randolph, the third base coach. He says, come on, come on. You can see him waving him, and then at the last minute he says, no, stop. And I think it was a little bit too late as Davis runs and he's thrown out at the plate.
And once Willie Randolph saw the throw on line, he tried to stop Chris Davis, but it was too late. Eric Thames was at the plate when Kelly Johnson was tagged out to end the second inning. Willie Randolph was way down the line. He's shaking his head. He just couldn't stop him. He's talking to the first base coach, Wayne Kirby. This is popped up behind shortstop. Kyle Hudson comes in. 1 out.
Now batting Jose Bautista.
It is Junior Jay's Saturday, and you could hear the PA announcer was a youngster that introduced Jose Bautista. Already hit one that way once today. Trying to do it again. American League has not had a home run champ in back-to-back years since Alex Rodriguez did it in 02 and 03. Bautista trying to do that this year. Albert Pujols has won 3 consecutive home run titles in the National League. And he currently has the lead again. Bautista has his second hit. Hudson gets over, bobbles it. Bautista never hesitates, and he'll move into second. Boy, that's heads-up play by a home run hitter. He's just a good player.
He did that all on his own. I saw where the ball was hit, and I was watching Jose coming out of the batter's box. It's a single through the pulled-in infield. And he was watching the left fielder all the way. And as soon as he bobbled that, he didn't have to break stride because he was running hard as soon as he hit the ball out of the batter's box. Came around first base, and as soon as that ball was kicked around just a little bit by Hudson, he made it easily. Watch Jose come out of the batter's box. He's not thinking this is a single. He's thinking 2. He's got his eye on it. He looks up. Look at that. Never broke stride.
Yeah, he does so many things that you could point to and say, do it like Jose. Rick Vandenherk's out of the game. We'll have a new pitcher when we come back.
Rogers Sportsnet, brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware or home hardware building center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Beautiful afternoon here in Toronto. Vandenherk's day has come to an abrupt end here in the 3rd inning. He retires the first batter and then gives up a single. Zach Phillips will make his 5th appearance of the season and his 3rd against the Blue Jays.
He was acquired on July the 19th from Texas in exchange for a minor league infielder by the name of Nick Green and cash considerations. Made his big league debut against the Blue Jays after he was recalled from AAA. Got a curveball, slider, changeup. He'll sink his fastball just a little bit. He needs to be precise where he throws the ball. He doesn't blow the ball by you. He's got to mix it up a little bit and keep it out of the middle.
Then bounces it foul. It's 0-2. Then grounded out to second his first time up. Billings made his big league debut against the Blue Jays on August 31st. He came into that lopsided game, and he was able to get his first inning under his belt. Lind is caught looking at strike 3. That fastball caught the outside corner.
That's where he needs to live to be successful. It's a good pitch. Right on the outside corner to Adam Lind. Freezes him. And there's Jim Wolf. Says it's good. 2 out.
Mark Teahan will step in. Teahan was the first big league strikeout for Zach Phillips. Teahan came into the ball game in the 8th inning as a pinch hitter, and he was sent up against the left-hander. Teahan is the DH here this afternoon. Fastball down and away again. 0-2. Phillips will turn 25 years old on the 21st of September. Tatum and Phillips both thought that was strike 3. They were both headed for the Oriole dugout. Looked like the same pitch that Lind was called out on.
Fastball away, zeroed in against these 2 left-handers here. Keeping the ball away.
Kind of a crossfire delivery being very difficult on left-handed hitters if he gets it to that outside part of the plate. Just off the plate. It's a full count, 2 outs. It's a 3-3 game. It has been back and forth. Jose Bautista at second with his second hit of the afternoon. Bounce to second. Big bounce for Andino. Teahan's retired. The inning is over. Zach Phillips comes out of the bullpen and retires the 2 he faced, and he gets out of the inning. Auction winners, congratulations for winning the auction and having a beautiful day to enjoy those front row seats. Nick Vandenhert had a short day here, 2 1/3. He is charged with 3 runs, all earned, and he gives up 3 hits and a couple of long home runs.
This is his second AL start, and it's a short one. He only gave up 3 hits, a couple of them home runs by Laurie and Bautista. And I'll finish up the 3rd inning.
Bouncing ball. Lynn takes it quickly, shovels to Alvarez, who just barely beats Luke Hudson at first. Hudson can run. That's his game. Put it on the ground and use your legs.
Can't go in slow motion when he is running down that first baseline. Two hopper to the first baseman. He made that very close. Lynn leads Alvarez here. And he gets it. Alvarez does a good job. That ball handcuffed him a little bit. Watch as he backhands it. Stays right with it.
Well, if you're not familiar with Alvarez, he started his career as a shortstop. And he was a very good athlete. And you could see all that athleticism when he fields balls as a pitcher.
He started that double play the other day against the Boston Red Sox. Runner at second base, nobody out. That line drive back to him on one hop. Caught it, started the double play. Finished up with Laurie. Brett Laurie threw to the second baseman to get Ellsbury at second. It's a pretty play.
Just barely foul. Pulled down by the first base bag, Pedro Floriman. Floriman's a switch hitter. Lives in La Romana, Dominican Republic. He was signed as a non-drafted free agent back in 2004. Strike three call. Alvarez gets him with a fastball.
That's going to be a good pitch, I think, for Henderson Alvarez. That fastball that starts on the inside part of the play. You want to start it about belt high inside, and you want to get that left-handed batter giving up on it just like that, and it cruises right over the plate for a strike. I think once he starts to throw a better slider combined with that pitch.
Two pitches in the same area going in opposite directions. And that one comes back and catches the corner. Jose Molina has just been really impressed by the improvement from the first start to this afternoon. Calls for the changeup. He left it up. But when Molina first saw Henderson Alvarez, Pat Henkin had seen Alvarez in the minors, and when he threw his first bullpen session in spring training, he told Molina, I want you to catch Alvarez. Tell me what you think. He liked him. First pitch that Alvarez threw to Molina, it knocked his glove off because all that dramatic movement. Henkin, pretty good scout too.
Yeah, he knows Henderson Alvarez from working with him in the minor leagues, and he said he was good enough that he could pitch out of the bullpen this whole season. But they needed to have him get some work. He started an A ball, went to Double A, and here he is.
He threw back-to-back sliders. Molina didn't mind that second one. He thought it was a pretty good pitch, although it was in the dirt. 2-2, just reminding him of the count.
He tells him, he goes, that's where I want you to throw that slider. That really makes him reach out there.
Bouncing ball to third, barehanded by Laurie. Oh my! Every day he makes you shake your head. That ball bounced to his right. He didn't have time to glove it, so he barehands it. It's a fair ball. Tricky bounce, bare hand, no problem. 9th home run. We know what he can do with the bat. How about what he does in the field?
This is a play. You can see where he is. He's coming across. His momentum is taking him away from first base. He's not going to wait to hear what the umpire has to say. He makes it all in one motion, and on top of that, throws a strike over to first base. Look where he is and the angle where he has to throw back across his body as he heads into the dugout for the last down. That's just an athletic play. Those are the kind of plays that you can practice and practice and practice, but they're reaction plays, and they're made with great athleticism.
And the only way you make those plays is you recreate those types of plays during batting practice. You play games with yourself where you say, okay, if I get a tricky ball like this, I'm going to barehand it and make a good throw. John McDonald was the master at practicing the right way, and he's passed it on to some of the youngsters. Fly ball down the right side, and that's going to slice out of play. Hey fans, every time Toronto hits a home run in the 4th inning, someone will win a 40-inch Aquos Quattron TV and Blu-ray player. To enter, visit Hit a Home Run with Sharp.ca. Sharp Aquos makes bigger, better. Blue Jays have already hit 2 home runs this afternoon. Jose Bautista and Brett Lawrie have gone deep. Hot shot to short. Fleury takes his time. Lawrie is thrown out. 1 down. Zach Phillips making his 5th big league appearance. Has retired all 3 batters he's faced since coming into the game. Kelly Johnson walked back in the 2nd. Phillips has done a good job of keeping that ball down and away from the left-handed hitters.
He was a starter in the minor leagues when he was with the Texas Rangers organization, so length is not going to be a problem for him. 2006, 7, and 8, the fewest starts he made in the minor leagues was 27.
Phillips was signed by Tim Fortuna, himself a left-handed pitcher that pitched for the Angels. So Fortuna saw a lot of promise in Zach Phillips and signed him up.
The Orioles and the Rangers have gotten together recently for a couple of other trades. We saw Pedro Strop in yesterday's game. He came over from the Rangers organization.
Chris Davis came to the Rangers. Koji Uehara went from Baltimore to Texas to fortify the Ranger bullpen. Chris Davis has an opportunity to play. He got hurt when he first came over. Now he's healthy again. He can play both third base and first base, and he's got a lot of power potential.
Yes, he's had a shoulder problem. Nothing wrong with his glove. He's a very good fielder. Tomorrow's starter for Baltimore came over from Texas also.
Tommy Hunter.
Mike Gonzalez just went to Texas at a deadline deal too. There's another time that they got together.
Kelly Johnson late on a breaking ball. He strikes out.
It's Canada's best-selling car 13 years in a row. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Jose Molina, the catcher, will stand in against Zach Phillips. Molina has been a very aggressive first pitch fastball hitter all season long, especially in these situations with 2 outs. Molina has 10 doubles and 3 home runs. He's also hit a triple this year. But his strength is handling young pitchers, and he's done a good job for the Blue Jays the last couple of years.
Caught Brandon Morrow exclusively last year, and now he is with Henderson Alvarez his last few starts.
Two and one. Ricky Romero, Brandon Morrow, J.P. Arancibia getting the afternoon off. Day game after night game. Arancibia will be back in the lineup tomorrow. Lays off that pitch. 3-1. Fourth inning. So 3-3 ball game. Molina takes a 2-out walk. Wayne Kirby moving around the outfielders, making sure everybody understands where they want the defense, with Wise stepping in. Lefty against lefty.
Lefties usually don't pull left-handed pitchers. They really try and stay on that breaking ball just a little bit longer. So the outfield is playing them straight up. Infield straight away also.
Down in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning. Zach Phillips in relief of Rick Vandenherk. Vandenherk was knocked out in the 3rd inning. It's a drive to left field, but Kyle Hudson is there, and he makes the catch, and the Blue Jays are retired in the 3rd. In the 4th, we've played 4 complete here at Rogers Center. It's a 3-3 game. Now it's time for Jays Connected. Jamie Campbell, Greg Zahn in the Blackberry Broadcast Studio here at Rogers Center. If you're on your computer during the game, check out jayslive.sportsnet.ca. Live stats, live chats with Shai Davidi and Mike Roman. That's jayslive.sportsnet.ca. You can break down just more than what you're seeing by logging on and checking in with Shai Davidi and Mike Roman. Top of the 5th inning. Henderson Alvarez has given up 3 runs on 8 hits, but he's in a tie ball game.
Maybe we started to see something a little bit better last inning. A couple of ground ball outs and a strikeout from Alvarez, his first 1-2-3 inning.
There's a liner into center. That'll get down in front of Wise. He has to jump and keep it from going over his head. And Angle has a couple of hits this afternoon.
He's also been thrown out stealing one time. This one right in the middle of the plate. Just dumps it in front of the outfield. They were playing in. Not a lot of power from Matt Angle. The pesky lineup is in there today for the Baltimore Orioles.
And they've hit Alvarez around to the tune of 9 hits. Robert Andino goes after the first pitch and fouls it back.
How many times have you seen that in baseball when all the regular guys are out of there? They bring in the bench players, and it looks like an overmatch when the game starts, but the guys, no pressure, they go out there and just bang hits.
They got a lot of kids getting their first opportunities here last month of the season, and they want to make an impression. Bouncing ball. Kelly Johnson shovels to McCoy, back to first. Double play. Pretty double play. Kelly Johnson gets it started. McCoy taking over at short for Yunel Escobar. Completes the double play to Adam Lind.
Angle can run, so Mike McCoy's got to get rid of this ball very quickly. Johnson gives him a good feed. He gets out of the way, clears himself, and then throws a strike over to first base for a double play.
Nick Markakis shows bunt and takes a strike.
I remember towards the end of spring training this year, the Blue Jays sent their bomber squad down to Fort Myers to take on Josh Beckett with minor leaguers, and they mashed him around the ballpark.
It's always the case, isn't it? They get down there and they don't care if Josh Beckett, they don't care. Send Walter Johnson out there. They just want to play.
And they want to make an impression.
Yep.
You know, like we're seeing some of the kids from the Orioles this afternoon.
Fair ball. Alvarez waits on the toss from Lind, and it's a quick inning. 7-pitch inning, and the Orioles are retired in the top of the 5th. Jays through social media. 3 great ways to ensure you're always connected with the Blue Jays. Facebook.com is one way. You can also log on to BlueJays.com and Twitter.com/Blue Jays. Keep up to date on all the social media with logging on to those 3 great websites, and you can track all your favorite Blue Jays players. New pitcher for the Orioles is Chris Jakubauskas. He comes in after Zach Phillips works an inning and 2/3.
Jakubowski started his big league career with the Seattle Mariners. That was in 2009. Pirates claimed him off of waivers after that season. He spent last year in the Pirate organization, and then the Orioles claimed him off waivers, and he's been pitching for Baltimore.
Jakubowski is making his 7th appearance of the season. He made one start against the Blue Jays. That was back on June 14th. And he gave up 4 runs on 7 hits in 5 1/3, and his relief appearances have been clean. He has not allowed the Blue Jays a run in those 5 relief appearances.
Throws a heavy baseball. Sinking fastball. It's got a little bit of a curveball. For the most part, he throws strikes.
Mike McCoy in his first at bat. McCoy came into the game in the bottom of the 2nd inning when Yunel Escobar was hit on the left arm and left the game. This has popped up into right. The Markakis coming in. McCoy is retired. We have not heard an update on Yunel Escobar and the state of his injury. I'm sure he had x-rays. He got hit really in a tough spot on that left elbow.
If nothing is broken, and we hope that nothing is, that it's only a couple of days. It's a bruise. But that left elbow, that's that lead arm in his swing. So as soon as we hear anything, we'll let you know.
Eric Thames. It's a breaking ball. That evens the count at a ball and a strike. You know, you get hit on the back of that elbow, and even if it's not fractured, it's going to be a significant bruise, and then all that blood gets into the elbow joint, and it really becomes sore and difficult to get a range of motion.
Yeah,
forget about a few days.
Forget about trying to swing a bat when you've got that much swelling in there.
Hot shot. Quarterman throws out Thames, 2 down.
This is the pitch that we're talking about. Vanner Hurst right off the tip of the elbow there, and Escobar went down. I mean, it sounded like it hit his back. I mean, that's how loud it was, but it obviously didn't even come close to hitting him in the bat. That was all bone, it looked like.
Jose Bautista, a couple of hits, including his 41st home run. Bautista's average up to 306. 96 RBI. It's a 3-3 game. Had a good look at that fastball. Just a check swing foul back. Bautista tried to check his swing and left his bat out over the plate.
I think he changed speeds on him a little bit, and that messed him up.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Well, he's swinging it good today. He was right on that breaking ball, but lined it right to Josh Bell, the third baseman. Jakubowski has a 1-2-3 5th inning. Bautista keeps his hands back, waits on the breaking ball, and hits it right on the line. September 13th. The best European clubs begin group stage play in UEFA Champions League next Tuesday. Setanta Sports, the home of international sport. Contact your television service provider for more information. What a gorgeous day here in Toronto. The skies are clear, the sun is bright, and it's a 3-3 ball game. And then Vladimir Guerrero steps in and ruins everything.
Potentially.
2 for 2 so far for Guerrero's average at 287. Bouncing ball. Rory wide of third. I tell you what, his first step was so explosive. He covers so much ground at third.
Earlier in the year, that was a ground ball to the shortstop. But he has that range and that ability to get over there, cut the ball off. Watch him jump on this and get over there and make the play a little bit easier for the Blue Jays whenever that third baseman can cut across the diamond and get it before the shortstop.
Probably takes about 30 feet off the throw from the shortstop by cutting in front of the shortstop. You could see McCoy was lining up to make the play, but he was probably 30 feet behind Brent Lawrie. Chris Davis has 2 hits. You mentioned Davis had 3 hits on Thursday, and on Wednesday he had 5 strikeouts. And that's been the story of his career, just contact. When he makes contact, boy, he's got a chance and got a chance to do some damage.
Feast or famine. They were asking him after that game, it was in New York, if he was thinking about the strikeout, and he said, oh yeah, I was thinking about it. He got down 0-2 in that count also and ended up grounding out. The 5 strikeouts is not a team record for the Baltimore Orioles. Sam Horn did it one better. 6 punch outs in one game.
A double hat trick. And then he came right back and had 3 hits in the next game. Pretty good. 2-2, 1 out. You know what we've seen with Henderson Alvarez? This is his 7th start. And it really reflects what we talk about with more veteran pitchers. A veteran pitcher, and just a 3-year veteran like Ricky Romero, can go to the mound, and when everything is right, he's going to dominate you.
Yep.
Same for Alvarez. When everything is right, you've got no chance. But today, it's been a little bit of a struggle. He hasn't had great stuff. And here he is pitching in the 6th in a 3-3 game.
3-3 tie. The day he pitched against the Orioles last time, he had great stuff that day. Unhittable type of stuff. He had the Baltimore Oriole batters talking to themselves and saying, who is this guy? This is some of the best stuff that we have seen all year. But he had the great sinking fastball that day. We haven't seen that yet this afternoon. He had a good changeup that day, if you remember, and his slider, he threw a couple of good ones to get strikeouts. We haven't seen any of that today, but he's still out there battling. Yes, he's given up 9 hits, but that's what we're talking about in the scouting report, that he's not afraid to pitch to contact. 8 of those hits are singles.
Changeup, and Davis just got a piece of it. You could see Molina called for the sinking fastball. Alvarez shook to the changeup. Alvarez is throwing more 4-seam fastballs now. He throws a few more 4-seam fastballs. It'll be much straighter than his 2-seamer. Coming inside. Missed. Davis takes the walk with 1 out. But we talked about Alvarez, and today he just hasn't been as sharp as we have seen him. But like I say, here he is in the 6th inning.
Well, he's had a lot to deal with just coming up here this year. They have really tried to smooth out his mechanics. Instead of a 2-part arm swing, they've tried to smooth him out just a little bit. So he's been working on that, and he's taken hold of it.
This ball is popped into center field. Dwayne Wise is over, makes the catch. Davis jogs back to first. John Farrell was talking about Alvarez and his meeting with Felix Hernandez in Seattle. And he suggested sometimes those meetings are more impactful than what a coach or manager can tell a player. When one of your peers tells you something and somebody you respect, like the way Alvarez respects Hernandez.
And he thinks it definitely has an effect on the young pitcher. I saw that in Cleveland when Tom Candiotti became a knuckleball pitcher. Phil Niekro was there. And Phil Niekro was teaching Tom Candiotti how to throw the knuckleball, when to throw the knuckleball. He was even showing him how to file down your nails so you can grip the knuckleball. And that means a heck of a lot more coming from a player than it does a coach.
Kyle Hudson has a bunt single. He's also struck out. One of the best examples of that I can think of in recent history was Randy Johnson getting into conversation with Nolan Ryan about how you command your fastball. And nobody knew how to handle the fastball better than Nolan Ryan, and that's when Randy Johnson's career really took off. Bouncing ball to second. Big hop for Kelly Johnson. The Orioles are retired here in the 6th. Henderson Alvarez threw 6 innings, just 85 pitches and a 3-3 tie. Fan Appreciation Day and T-shirt giveaway day will take place Sunday, September 18th when the Blue Jays play the New York Yankees. Game time is 1:07 p.m. The first 10,000 fans will receive a Blue Jays jersey T-shirt. Players include Adam Lind, Ricky Romero, and Yunel Escobar. Call the Blue Jays directly at 416-341-1234 for tickets. You can log on to BlueJays.com or stop by most Rogers Plus locations and pick up your Blue Jays tickets. New pitcher for the Orioles will be the left-hander Troy Patton. Chris Jakubauskas went 1 inning.
Very clean inning, 1-2-3, and he will give way now to Troy Patton. Blue Jays have seen him before. His longest outing of the season was back the first week of August, where he threw 3 innings against them. Just 16 games this year. He's got good control, just 3 walks this year in 22 innings. Sinks his fastball, a little bit of a slider, a little bit of a curveball. Some left-handers coming up for the Blue Jays, so Buck Showalter has 11 relievers to work with.
Lynn hammers this ball, but it's going to hang up for Markakis right on the warning track. Markakis takes a running catch. David Cooper will come on as a pinch hitter. Pinch hitting for Mark Teahan. Teahan started as the DH. Cooper had 3 hits against lefty pitching in the Boston series, so he gets the call here against Troy Patton. Cooper got the start on Thursday night against Andrew Miller. Had a single and double against Miller, and then hit a double against Felix Dubron. All left-handed.
Yeah, show good form. Staying on that ball. Hit a double to right field, and then he hit a double to left field. That's his game plan, using the whole field. Pulling the ball just a little bit better this year.
Goes after that high pitch. Had a pretty good pitch to hit. Swung right through it. Looked like a breaking ball that stayed up. Yunel Escobar has taken x-rays. The x-rays are negative, and he has been listed as day-to-day. That's good news. Got hit hard on that elbow.
That's very good news, that there's nothing broken in there right now. So there's probably a lot of swelling. Probably have today, the rest of today off, tomorrow, and then with the off day on Monday, we might not see until that first game in Boston.
Cooper hits it high into center field. That angle makes the catch. 2 down. Brett Laurie is 1 for 2 this afternoon, and that hit was a big one.
Fastball in the inner half, and Vandenhurst misses his spot. Brett Laurie doesn't miss the ball inside part of the plate, and he pulls it on a line out of here into the second deck. 22 RBIs, and he's been up a little bit over a month.
Laurie is playing in his 35th game. He now has 119 at-bats. Boy, he has a good idea at the plate. He has an idea of what the pitcher will feature because he meets with Dwayne Murphy before he goes to the plate. But then he puts it in his mind and really utilizes that information.
Give him a quick game plan of what they're going to try and do to him. I assume at some point we're going to start to see some of these staffs stay away from him. Throw a lot of pitches down and away, keep it away from that power stroke. But that's not a problem.
Move up on the plate.
Yeah. Hit the ball with authority the other way. That's the first thing that John Farrell told me in spring training, that he's got power to right center field. And if they try to throw it away, it doesn't matter.
Trying to come in. Spoils a good pitch, 2-2. He stays alive. Well, he's so quick with his hands, he doesn't have to commit to the pitch until he identifies what it is and where it is.
Like Jose Bautista.
Yeah.
Bautista is so quick. You see him just take those borderline pitches. If you have a quick bat, you can do that.
Booted by the shortstop. Pedro Floriman got in front of it, but just booted it. It's an error on the shortstop.
Floriman making his first big league start. Makes his first big league error. Rounds into this one and squares it up, but just drops it.
Didn't look like he was in a rush. Didn't look like he was aware of Laurie's speed. He just missed it. So Brett Laurie is a threat to steal at first.
You only play the game one way. Even his hard hit ball right up the middle. And he realizes that the shortstop boots it, then busting it down that line.
Kelly Johnson. Oh, 0-2. Johnson struck out against the left-hander Kyle Phillips in the 4th inning. Phillips got the ball down and away. Norrie breaks, and there's a ball driven to center. But Angle is right there and makes the catch. Johnson is retired. The inning is over. We have played 6 innings here at Rogers Center on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. We are tied at 3. Cheek into the Baseball Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is asking you, the fans, to pick the top 10 finalists for the Ford C. Frick Award for broadcasting excellence. Just go on to facebook.com/baseballhall. Click on wall and vote for Tom Cheek. Fans can vote once a day throughout the month of September, so let's get going and get Tom Cheek into the Hall of Fame where he belongs. Halfway through the month of September, let's get online and vote for Tom Cheek. Get him on that final ballot and hopefully get him into the Hall of Fame. The great Dave Van Horn, 32 years as a broadcaster for the Montreal Expos, went into the Hall of Fame this July. Pedro Floriman shows bunt, takes a strike. First big league game for the Orioles shortstop. 0-2.
Switch hitter. Looks like he can run a little bit. Soft hands, moves around nicely. Orioles getting some evaluations also. That was quick.
3-pitch strikeout. That's what you're supposed to do to the bottom part of the order. Go right after him. Second time Floriman's been caught looking.
Second time on this pitch. Fastball inside the comebacker. And you see Jose Molina really hold that ball there, frame it for the home plate umpire to see.
Craig Tatum, the catcher. He was robbed on a terrific barehanded play by the third baseman, Brett Loree. Loree grabbed a ball barehanded just before it crossed the bag at third and then threw across the diamond all in one motion to close out the 4th inning. Ground ball. Kelly Johnson with a backhand. 2 outs.
Henderson Alvarez is in a nice little groove here since the 3rd inning. Getting a lot of ground ball outs. He's given up just 1 hit, but that was quickly erased on the double play.
First pitch changeup is fouled back. That 3rd inning ended on a good defensive play. Dwayne Wise threw out Chris Davis at the plate. Josh Bell had singled. Davis represented the go-ahead run. Wise gunned him down at the plate. Easy ground ball for the shortstop. Easy inning for Henderson Alvarez. Just 8 pitches It's him through the 7th. Season with At Bat for your BlackBerry, iPad, or iPhone. Listen to live radio broadcasts and receive batter-by-batter information for every game. At Bat 2011 allows you to customize the app to receive Blue Jays specific news and alerts. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. Quite a ball game going on here. Starters had trouble early in the ball game. Both Rick Vandenherk and Henderson Alvarez. Alvarez made a very abrupt adjustment after the 3rd inning. Rick Vandenherk didn't get out of the 3rd inning. Jose Molina goes after the first pitch from Troy Patton. Henderson Alvarez pretty tense on the bench, sitting there with Ricky Romero. Worried about his next inning. Worried about nothing.
Yeah, he looks worried.
What are you doing? You're making it look too easy here. You got to sweat a little bit out there. Come on. Big breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-2.
Jose Molina has done a good job this year against left-handers when he has been in there over 300 this year. Breaking ball coming into him, that should be an advantage for him.
Shaking his head as if he didn't see the ball out of that pitcher's hand. Sometimes you just look out there and you can't focus on the release point. And breaking ball, Molina's down on strikes.
It's Canada's best-selling car 13 years in a row. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Jesse Litch continues to throw down in the bullpen. He might be ready to come into this ball game. Alvarez has gone 7 innings.
Maybe that's why he is not tensed up. Maybe he got the word that he was done. Now we got to find a run for him.
Left-handed relievers have been good here. The entire bullpen has been good. Jakubowski's the right-hander. Had a 1-2-3 5th inning. Orioles bullpen has been very good of late. Bouncing ball up the middle for him on behind second. Makes a good play. Wise is retired. The Orioles coming into this game, the Orioles relievers had worked 15 1/3 scoreless innings. And they have continued that trend here today for Buck Showalter.
Again, you've got 11 relievers to work with now, with rosters expanding in September.
McCoy goes after that first pitch. Mike McCoy in his second at bat. He flied out to right field his last time up in the 5th. This time he drives it to center, but Engel is there and makes the catch. A quick inning. Troy Patton breezes through 2 innings. Takes him just 9 pitches to get through the 7th. Jesse Litch will take over after Alvarez went 7th. Authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Henderson Alvarez goes 7 innings, and it's a good 7 innings. He gave up 9 hits, allowed just 3 earned runs, walked 1 batter, 93 pitches. He threw just 26 balls this afternoon.
That's what he does best. 8 singles amongst those 9 hits this afternoon from Henderson Alvarez. He gave up just 1 hit in his last 4 innings of work and 1 walk this afternoon. Gives way to Jesse Litch now into the ballgame for the 24th time since moving into the bullpen. He has done a good job. 20 1/3 innings as a reliever, covering 15 games. He's given up just 11 hits as a reliever.
Robert Andino jumps on the first pitch. That's a fair ball. It bounces down off the wall. Thames over to make a play, and he'll throw the ball back in toward third base as Andino has a leadoff double on the first pitch from Jesse Litch.
He's a dangerous hitter. First ball, fastball, looking for it. He gets it over the middle of the plate. Litch with that cutter just doesn't cut enough away from Andino. Rips it down the left field line, extra bases. He has now hit 20 doubles this year.
Nick Markakis will step in. Markakis batting third this afternoon. Jesse Litch pitched on Wednesday. Came into the ball game in the 7th inning. Gave up a leadoff double. And then walked David Ortiz intentionally. Had Euclid to hit into a fielder's choice. And then he got Carl Crawford and struck out Michael Belis to end the threat. Bouncing ball. Markakis will be retired, but he advances Andino from second to third.
It's Canada's best-selling car 13 years in a row. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Infield is in for Vladimir Guerrero. Guerrero bats with Andino at third and 1 out. Fastball strike.
We've talked about it a couple of times now with Vladimir Guerrero at the plate about pitching him in. If there's ever a time now to pitch him in, this is it.
I agree with that 100%. Make him make the adjustments. We have seen what kind of plate coverage he has away. Even off the plate away, he just goes with it. Molina coming in. This time Guerrero gets it and pulls it down the line, and that's a foul ball. Okay, now you have to have confidence that that was just a strike.
Yeah.
Don't give in to him and send it back over the plate.
Oh, hooked foul at the last minute. Now, they wanted to go inside, but he didn't get it inside. Molina's got to set up off the plate and see if you can get one right on the hands.
Molina wants it inside again. That's inside.
Yep.
Crowded.
And one thing that Jesse's been doing lately against right-handers especially, he's got a couple of ways if he wants to go inside to get him out. We've seen him use his four-seam fastball to lock him up. We've also seen him with that front door cutter to the right-handers where they give up on it, and it cuts to the inside part of the plate.
1-2. Didn't get that ball in, and Wise is going to watch it sail over his head. That bangs up against the wall in center, and Dino jogs home. Guerrero drives in the run. Trying to come inside. That ball got back out over the plate. And Andino scores the go-ahead run.
He's been a wrecking crew this series. You can see where Molina was set up and where the pitch ended up. Down and over the middle of the plate, and a good hitter like Vladimir Guerrero is not going to miss that too often. Pitch tried to go inside to get him. Guerrero with his 27th double.
His 5th hit of the series. Puts the Orioles on top. Chris Davis goes too far. Anything Guerrero has to reach for, go down and get, extend out over the plate, he's got that plate coverage. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You just got to try to crowd him and make him use his hands to get the barrel to the ball.
Long arm, a long bat. He can reach him. Doesn't like the ball in where he can't extend.
He's been a great hitter for a long time.
I've been loved watching him swing the bat over the years. First with Montreal and then with Los Angeles.
Fastball on the outside corner. Davis hangs his head and heads to the dugout.
Good pitch picks up his first strikeout by painting that outside corner against Chris Davis. Just clips it.
Two down. Vladimir Guerrero at second. Josh Bell. Orioles have taken a one-run lead here in the 8th. Changeup, Bell's out in front. Hits it off the end of the bat. Pretty good fastball. He tied Bell up.
With that little bit of cutting action that he has, that late break that Litch has on his fastball. That one got off the middle of the bat. Bell just fouls it off.
Strike 3 call. Pitch paints that outside corner. But Vladimir Guerrero has given the Orioles the lead. Eric Thames, Jose Bautista, Adam Lind will we bat when we come back to Rogers Center. Now it's time for Jay's Connected Update. Jamie Campbell, Greg Zahn. Right back at it in the series finale tomorrow. The pregame show starts at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time. Jamie and Greg will set up the game, and then Dustin McGowan will get a chance to make his first start in the big leagues in over 3 years. And they won't even make him walk the edge to earn that start tomorrow. Eric Thames, we mentioned Thames, Bautista, and Lind batting here in the 8th against Troy Patton. That's a fair ball. Davis has a good glove and steps on the bag. That's the first out of the 8th.
It's going to be an interesting inning, I think, for the Baltimore Orioles, how they piece this together. Again, they've got a lot of pitchers in that bullpen, and I think Buck Showalter is going to go with the matchups. Left on left, right on right. They've got 4 left-handers down there. They've used a couple of them already this afternoon, trying to figure out a way to get to Kevin Gregg in the 9th inning.
Willie Ayer comes out of the bullpen. He will be the right-hander that Jose Bautista will face here in the 8th. prizes from Sharp by visiting the new Hit a Home Run with Sharp Facebook page. Great opportunities to win some beautiful prizes from Sharp. Beautiful day here at Rogers Center. Fans enjoying a picture-perfect day. Beautiful sunshine, fresh air, and a great ball game. Willie Air will be the fourth Oriole reliever to work here. The Oriole relievers have pitched 4 innings in this ball game. They've extended their scoreless streak to 19 1/3 innings.
Nothing, just a walk and 3 strikeouts. Air's job is probably to get one batter, and that is Jose Bautista. He pitched against the Blue Jays on the 30th of August and got his first win in 4 years. That was that extra inning game down in Baltimore. But Buck Showalter again, he's going to go with matchups right here, trying to figure out a way to get to Kevin Gregg in the 9th inning.
Jose Bautista's hit the ball hard 3 times today. His 41st home run was a 2-run shot in the first, and it was a shot. A line drive into the second deck in left field.
Everybody deep. The infield is deep. The outfield is deep. Bautista representing the tying run. Josh Bell, third baseman, right on that line. He doesn't want anything to go by him down into the corner.
The Blue Jays have managed just 3 hits this afternoon. They had 3 hits last night in the game. Orioles pitching has shut them down. They were shut out 2-0 in the game by Jeremy Guthrie, Pedro Strop, and Jim Johnson. Johnson picked up the save, so you've got to believe Kevin Gregg is fresh and ready to go. This is popped up right over home plate. Tatum makes the catch. Bautista's retired, 2 outs.
And go figure, too, about the Orioles with that pitching staff. They come into this game 14th in the American League in earned run average.
And Bautista is retired by Willie Air, and quickly out of the dugout, the manager, Pat Tabler, had it right. Buck Showalter is going to match up his bullpen. He's got left-handers down there. Clay Rapata has been nasty on left-handed hitters, and he will face Adam Lynn when we come back. The left-hander Clay Rapata making his 26th appearance, and he is a left-handed specialist. Don't look at those numbers. Left-handers are 4 for 39 against Rapata.
That's a 103 average. He's got a good breaking ball that he'll use at any time versus the left-handers. Crossfire shot that fastball against the lefties. We were talking about the Texas Rangers, how many Texas Rangers are on this team already, and here's another one. Rapata was with Texas last year. But Lynn has faced him a couple of times.
That is a wicked pitch. That sidearm sweeping breaking ball.
The last home run, there's Jeremy Accardo, who is up again, just in case Rapata can't get these two left-handers.
Broken bat liner right to Andino. Rapata comes out of the bullpen and makes quick work of Adam Lind. A 1-2-3 8th inning. We'll go to the 9th. The Orioles are up 4-3. RogersOnDemand.com. Watch the Jays live from anywhere, online, on the go at RogersOnDemand.com.
Ted Laurie hit a home run earlier in the game. Now he's going to show off his glove. Makes his play against Craig Tatum. Bare hands the ball and all the way across the diamond as he throws across his body on target to get the out over at first base.
Terrific athlete. He's able to do so many things on the field because of his pure athleticism. But right now, the Blue Jays trail by a run. Jesse Litch, his second inning of relief. Came into the game to start the 8th inning, and Robert Andino got a leadoff double and came around to score. Kyle Hudson, who has played in left field today, looks at a first pitch strike. Bottom part of the order. You need to go after them.
No add-on runs. Can't have any when you've got 7, 8, 9 coming up.
Brett Laurie will bat second in the bottom of the 9th. A bouncing ball to first. Lynn waits on it. It tosses it to Litch. 1 down. Kevin Gregg starting to loosen up. He is the closer for the Orioles.
That's why the 8th inning was so important for Baltimore. That bottom of the 8th inning, Jim Johnson pitched in yesterday's game. He normally handles the 8th inning, but it didn't look like he was available this afternoon, so they had to piece it together and try and figure out how they could get to Gregg. Now Jesse Litch has to shut him down. Take your chances in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Ball on the strike. Shortstop Pedro Fleuryman had a sacrifice bunt his first time up and then struck out twice. Both times looking against Henderson Alvarez. Cuts on that. breaking ball. Jesse Litch has shown that he can throw strikes working out of the bullpen. I think he's got the mindset. He knows he's not going to be out there long, and you just have to be aggressive.
Go as long as you can for as hard as you can.
Well, I think it's important for a reliever to be as economical as possible. Come into a game, don't give the hitters much information. Don't throw them a lot of pitches so they can see what you got on a particular day. Just go right after them, put it in play.
It's been tough against the right-handers this year.
Molina hung on to that foul tip. It rattled in his glove and was trying to get out of there, but Florimon strikes out for a third time.
3 strikeouts now this afternoon for Litch, as Florimon just tips that ball. Watch Molina squeeze it as it tries to pop out.
Third strikeout for Jesse Litch. Number 9 hitter is the catcher, Craig Tatum. Goes after the first pitch and singles into center field. Wise has it bounce over his glove, and Tatum is headed for second. Bautista plays it off the wall, and here comes Tatum around toward third. It's a single for Tatum, and Wise is charged with the error. Just kind of nonchalant backhand that ball. And whenever we have seen the sun make this field, the turf gets bouncy.
Bouncy and springy, and that time it looked like it hit a seam and bounced right over his head. Watch as he goes over to catch it. Then it takes that wicked hop. Boom, 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 like a super ball. Remember when you were a kid, you'd have a super ball? That second ball would really take off on you. So they've given Tatum a single and a 2-base error.
Well, that is a big run down there at third base. Orioles already have a 1-run lead. Tatum with a 2-out single goes to third on the 2-base error. Matt Angle looked like he bunted at it. They appealed down to third base umpire Ron Copa. Said nope, pulled the bat back. Ball and a strike.
Looked like he was going to try and bring that with him, try and bunt it right at the second baseman. Jesse Litch is a good pitcher. He can get, or a good fielder. He can get off that mound very quickly.
Angle fouls it off. Tatum at third. Fans trying to encourage Jesse Litch. It's a 1-run game, top of the ninth. Bouncing ball. Mike McCoy waits on it, takes his time. Bang, bang at first, but the Orioles are done in the ninth. Jesse Litch strands that base runner at third. Kevin Gregg will come out of the Orioles bullpen looking for save number 21. Brett Lawrie in his first at bat here this afternoon. A long, high home run. His 9th of the season. He'll bat second in the bottom of the ninth. Jamie Swarzak against Max Scherzer. That's on Easton, Ontario. And then the Athletics are in Texas to take on the Rangers. It'll be Trevor Cahill, the right-hander, against Alexi Ogando. So more great baseball matchups coming up next. David Cooper swings at the first pitch. Claver Pata stays in the game to start the inning with Cooper, the left-hander, batting. We mentioned left-handers are now 4 for 40 against Claver Pata. Do you agree with this strategy?
Yes. Yes. Why take a guy out who's been almost automatic against the left-handers? He's only going to be facing this one batter. Now, it put the pressure on John Farrell. If he decided to pinch hit for David Cooper, then he can bring in Kevin Gregg and get the matchups that he wanted.
Edwin Encarnacion would be a legitimate option, but he hurt his shoulder in his last at bat and left the game yesterday.
Right now,
Rapata strikes him out.
It's about matchups. Yeah, the matchup he wanted, the left on left, and now he can go to his closer to face the right-handers.
So Buck Showalter has utilized his bullpen back and forth. Rapata does his job. Kevin Gregg, looking for his 21st save, comes out of the bullpen. In 27 attempts, he comes on with one out here in the ninth.
He'll give up some hits, he'll give up some runs, but he pitched a season high in innings his last time out. That was Thursday versus the Yankees, an inning and a third. All 4 outs came via the strikeout. Was hitting on all cylinders in that game, keeping the ball down, keeping it away. It's been a great week for Brett Laurie.
Monday in the opener against the Red Sox, and extra innings against Dan Wheeler. The only run of the ball game, a 1-0 win on a walk-off home run by Brett Laurie.
His first walk-off of his career, and he shows it as he touches home plate. Blue Jays all over it, and he's made some great plays in the field this week. He's also hit a home run this afternoon.
Hit on base twice. He's homered and reached on an error. Kevin Gregg, Pat mentioned the outing against the Yankees. An inning in the third, he had 4 strikeouts in that outing through 29 pitches. But the pitching coach, Rick Adair, said it was the best stuff he'd ever seen from Gregg.
Not one ball in the middle of the plate in that last outing.
Rick Adair has been with the club all season long, first as the bullpen coach, now as the pitching coach. And he said that was by far the best stuff they'd ever seen from Gregg during the course of a game.
Cut his fastball a little bit of a slider, curveball, moved his fastball in and out, up and down.
Kevin Gregg isn't what you would call a strike thrower. He's always going to throw just a little bit better than 50-50 strikes to balls.
Got that herky-jerky windup that very difficult for especially right-handers to pick up the ball on him.
He has a very short arm stroke. Very short arm, keeps it close to his body. It's difficult for hitters to pick up his release point. Or he chases a pitch down and away and strikes out. There are 2 outs.
Got the 2 strikes, and he's going to go breaking ball. Just out in front with that curveball. Got a couple different types of breaking balls that he can use.
Kelly Johnson, the Blue Jays' last hope. There's that good breaking ball down and in. Ball on the strike. Clay Rapata started the inning, struck out David Cooper. Laurie struck out against Gregg. The outside corner with that cut fastball.
Does that a lot to the left-handers. A backdoor 37 saves last year for the Blue Jays. He's been in this situation many times.
Popped up over near the Blue Jays dugout, and it'll be out of play. Checked his swing. Appeal is denied down at third, and the Blue Jays will take a 2-out walk. Kelly Johnson. Jose Molina will come to the plate. Kelly Johnson is at first. Orioles lead at 4-3. Molina takes a first pitch strike. Ball on the strike.
Molina's got to grind this one out. Kevin Gregg's going to try a little bit of everything against him. Get that runner in scoring position for the on-deck batter.
Base hit to left field. Molina delivers a clutch hit against Kevin Gregg.
And he does. He gets that tying run to second base, the winning run represented by Molina, and he'll be taken out of the game. And here comes Adam Lowen. What a job by Molina to keep it going.
Chris Woodward takes over at first base as a pinch runner. The tying run is at second. Kelly Johnson and Adam Lowen will step in as the pinch hitter. Lowen with his first major league start on Wednesday came up with a clutch hit in the 8th off of Daniel Bard.
Pulled that ball into right field with a runner at first base. Now just anything into the outfield.
Lowen batting against his former team, a #1 pick of the Orioles. As a pitcher, pitched parts of 3 seasons in Baltimore. There's a good look at a breaking ball. It's 2-0. Breaking ball in there. Tatum might have gotten crossed up. The way he received that ball looked like he was fooled.
Yeah, he was fooled, and he did a good job of staying right with it. Greg doesn't give in. He throws a 2-0 breaking ball, and you can see the catcher, he thought that that ball was going to be up and away. Right away, he goes out and talks to his reliever.
Two balls and a strike, 2 outs, 2 on. Hit him. Bases are loaded. The bases are loaded. We're only a grand slam away from awarding a 70-inch Sharp Aquos Quantra on TV. To enter, visit hitahomerunwithsharp.ca. J.P. Arancibia has been announced as the pinch hitter, batting for Mike McCoy. The bases are loaded. First pitch strike with a breaking ball.
Lay off of that one. That's not a pitch that you can handle, especially early in the count. Think about hitting the ball back through the middle against Greg.
Down and away, and here comes the tying run. Kelly Johnson is safe.
Looked like the ball handcuffs Tatum, the ball away, and he just misses it. Can't keep it in front of him. Johnson comes roaring in from third base with the tying run. Just bounces off of his glove to the backstop, and we are tied.
Kelly Johnson got a good read. Another ball in the dirt. And Tatum used that approach. It wouldn't be a tie game. He tried to backhand the previous one. This time he blocks it.
Got up on his haunches that time and slid over there and kept it in front of him.
The Orioles bullpen scoreless streak comes to an end at 21 2/3. The run will be charged to Kevin Gregg. 3-1. We mentioned Gregg was just a little better than 50-50 balls to strike. Chris Woodward, the winning run just 90 feet away. Arancibia 1 for 4 against Kevin Gregg. Blue Jays win it. J.P. Arancibia with 2 outs, a pinch hit single. The Blue Jays mount a comeback in the bottom of the ninth. And it all starts with a 2-out walk to Kelly Johnson. J.P. Arancibia comes off the bench to drive in the winning run.
First 2 batters strike out. And then here they come. The walk, a single, a hit batter. And then Arancibia is going to win it. It's a hanging breaking ball. Tried to bury it down and away, but it's up in the air. And Arancibia, who's been driving in runs all season long, has the game winner here in the 9th.
His 72nd RBI wins it for the Blue Jays in the 9th. The Blue Jays win it 5-4. Stay tuned for Jays Connected. Jamie Campbell, Greg Zarn will break it all down.